While horizontal force is key in early acceleration, many athletes overdo it, pushing at low angles that they can't handle. With excessive horizontal pushing, the athlete doesn't create enough flight time to reposition their pelvis and limbs for the next step. This leads to mushy, slow ground contacts and hurts the ability to transition into upright running. A rollover start helps teach how to generate big forces while also creating enough flight time to reposition the body for the next step. This is crucial in learning how to transition into upright running, something that most developing athletes struggle with. The rounded spine and tucked under pelvis position makes it impossible to start with an anterior pelvic tilt. If we get into excessive anterior tilt during a run, it's almost impossible to correct it, and upright running posture and maximum speed suffer. Most other start positions allow the athlete to start with poor posture right at the get-go. Rollovers teach patience and frequency buildup due to the time it takes to push out of such a flexed position in the hips and the knees. A rollover start encourages pushing early in the run using large range of motion in the early acceleration. I love this start position for jumpers to teach proper frequency buildup and pushing during their jumps approach. A rollover start seems to encourage more pelvic elevation on the free leg side because the athlete is pushing from an extreme flex position into full extension. This is sometimes called a hip lock position. It's coined by Franz Bosch. A pelvis that elevates, oscillates, and undulates in the right proportions uses free elastic energy and taps into the spinal engine. Learning to accelerate from different positions helps improve motor learning through the principle of variable practice. Changing start positions increases the difficulty of practice, which leads to better retention under stress. If you want to challenge your learning rates even more, change the start position multiple times during a practice. You could even make it harder by changing them at random times. For some technical details of how to execute a good rollover start, keep swiping. So stand with your weight even on both feet. We want to have the back rounded and the knees bent around 120 degrees. There should be even weight on both feet, and head is hanging down, arms are hanging down. Now we're going to pick up the front foot, but just leave the heel on the ground and pick up the toe, rock back, and then we're pushing, rolling forward and pushing off of both feet. So we get full extension here, and so we see a beautiful line between the ear, the shoulder, the hip, the knee, and the ankle. Now if we've hit this line well, then the angle of this leg, of this shin, will often be perfect as lined up with the body. And we see her ankle here cocked up, ankles dorsiflexed about 90 degrees. And then she's going to work back into the ground, and then we see full extension on the next step. So you see that line between her ear, her hip, her shoulder, and her knee. Like that. Same thing, working back on the next step. Another cue I like to use at the beginning here is you're going to push aggressively with both feet, and you're going to lift your back up aggressively as well. And if you do two of them together, you're going to be in a line like this. Another thing I want to point out is the back foot. It's going to draw almost a straight line to the front. So it's here, pushes off, and then it pulls straight to the front. It was ready to strike back. We don't want to see a lot of heel to the butt action. We're pushing off those feet, and then the foot goes right back up to the top so it can strike back again. You want to stay that very linear in the spot. And you see the other foot down, comes in, and again, it pulls straight up to the top so it's ready to strike back down again.